Why are you looking at me like that? Oh. I've got a new edition, and I feel like it's going to be hard to film without him being there. So he might be the star of the show. Look, say hi! Say hi, everyone! Hi, everyone! He's my son. Yeah, I know it. That's a real one in your reflection without a follow. Hi, guys. Hope you're all okay and haven't missed me too much. I thought I would reappear back into your lives. Hope you are ready to hear my voice again. So I basically obviously have been vacant, AWOL, disappeared, not present, missing, all of that good stuff, and basically just needed to take time, which is obviously so important to us as people, because I got to a place where I actually could start YouTube, which took a lot of work for me. I'd say I've been working on myself now for about 18 months maybe. So it took a lot for me to even initially just get onto YouTube and have the confidence to do that, which is something I've wanted to do for the most years, but like a lot of things stopped me from doing it. And then since being on YouTube and actually developing an audience and growing, I kind of went a bit backwards rather than forward. Can we just, this is literally how he lies. One sec. Oh yeah, of course you're going to struggle when I show them how you lie. You're so annoying. Anyway, so I went backwards rather than forwards, and some of the issues that I felt like I had worked on and kind of developed in, although I had developed, and clearly not developed as much as I like to think I had or had hoped I had, because I went backwards. So I started to get caught up in comparison, and I just lost my whole little... I basically got to a point when I started YouTube where I was in this little Joey bubble, and I was focused on me. It was tunnel vision. I knew who I was, I knew what I was, I knew what I wanted to do, what I could bring to the table. And then I feel like from that growth, then I've gone way back here to come and make all this growth. It's a minor setback for me to come back, and that's so relatable to how I've been, because I feel like although I went back and it's been a struggle, it's been frustrating, it's been hard, it's been emotional, it's been eye-opening, although like all of that, it's literally minor in comparison to where it's gonna catapult me to. So I just wanted to talk about it really, and some of the things I've learned I obviously want to pass on to you, and just have a little TED talk, because that's how I started YouTube, and I just wanted to do that to kind of get me back into my groove. And also I figured out that the audience that I am growing, people that know me personally before being online and then part of my online kind of family type thing, half of it is kind of style and how I put stuff together as a plus size person, and then half of it is kind of my mind, like people are actually interested in what I've got to say, how I think, how I feel. And that is why I started this platform, because I wanted to be the person that I needed when I was at my lowest, and when I kind of needed the thoughts that I had in my head kind of pinning together and thinking, no, it's okay, like that means that, this means that, and that could be due to that. So I'm going to try and 50-50 it, so that half of my time is spent talking and reflecting and reviewing, which is not only going to hopefully help you guys, but it's going to help me, which is, I mean, a win-win situation. And then 50% of the time will be kind of fashiony, creative stuff, just to break it up and just to show both aspects of my personality, because I think it's important. I kind of lost my... So it's weird, I see myself as humble but confident, in a sense that I love who I am and who I'm becoming. I love what I'm about, and I love my style, I love my sense of individuality, I love the different dynamics of my personality, like the fact that I am a makeup artist who can absolutely transform someone, but yet you will never or rarely find me in a pair of heels and a dress. And my favourite thing to do is watch a game of basketball, be in tracksuit bottoms, and like talk about trainers. So I love how my personality is kind of dynamic, and it's a bit of a juxtaposition. So that is my confidence, yet I'm humble enough to want, not even to enjoy, but to want people to be like, Joey, you know when you said that, like, that's fucked up, like, maybe you should have gone about it this way. Like, I actually get frustrated when people might possibly judge. There's a dog outside. Bruh, you need to chill out. Are we calm? It's gone. When people may possibly judge, my coffee's not safe. When people may possibly judge my behaviour or something that I've done or said, and then not actually pull me up on it, because like that's shady behaviour to me. Like, okay, I get it, some people think it's not their problem or it's not their place to do so, but if you're gonna, Bronnie, this is not okay. If you're gonna put yourself in a position to judge someone's behaviour or to have an opinion on it, then you need to let them know. And because if you're allowing your mind to make that judgment and to not just like look past it, then you're also putting yourself in a position to be like, hang on, that's just made me feel this way, so maybe you should do this or go about doing that this way. That's just my opinion, and I know it might be hard to do it to people you don't really know that much, but I feel like the more humility we can kind of adopt, the better the world will be, because people aren't, it's actually an advantage that people are calling you out on something that you might be doing wrong, because then you can make it better. Like when you're in school, if you're spelling a word wrong and your teacher doesn't tell you, and then you get a bad exam mark, you're going to be mad at your teacher, aren't you? Because you're going to be like, Miss, why didn't you tell me that I couldn't spell that word? So take the same approach with your personal development as a person. Like, the end goal for most people is to have the life that we desire, be that financially, be that spiritually, be that like in the home life, whatever it be. So for you to get to the end goal, you need to be the best version of yourself, and to do that we are constantly like getting better. Like, let's evaluate what we're doing, let's acknowledge our strengths and weaknesses, and become the best as we can be. Like, think of life as school, and think of your end goal of where you want your life to be, that final exam you take in like year 11 or year 13. Like, we're always learning, and if you can keep that mindset, then you'll always be humble enough to think, actually, you know what, let me just change that, because why would you not want to get better? Like, that's how I think. And it's hard sometimes, and especially as a female, like, no offense guys, but the hormones we have to battle on a monthly basis, it's like a circus. It's actually crazy. Like, I bet 9 out of 10 females can think about their behaviour, maybe if they've had like a paddy, or if you've lost your temper quicker than usual, or if you've just been emotional. Like, crying at X Factor is standard now. I know, don't judge me. But I bet you can pinpoint that to the timeline of either pre, post or during your menstrual cycle. I bet, like, facts, because hormones are like, it's like, you know, when I'm a Celebrity, right, where they're doing that slip and slide thing, like the last episode, and they're trying to get up that slip and slide, and like wind comes at them and the rain comes at them, and then like 25,000 bouncy balls come at them. That's hormones, guys. That is an accurate representation of females trying to get through their menstrual cycle and keep their shit together. Yeah, I want to talk about living in the now. Like, this is something that, one of the biggest revelations that I've had in this kind of stormy period. I feel like every time I have a bit of a relapse or a backward period where I've not felt myself, although I learned quite a lot, there's one thing that I take from each one. So, like, in the last year, gratitude became a huge part of my life, because I was almost a bit entitled, so I would be disappointed when things weren't as I imagined them straight away. Rather than being grateful for the things that I had and being excited for the things that were to come, I was just getting down about the fact that the things that were to come weren't happening now. So gratitude is a huge part of who I am as a person now, because it makes me a nicer person, it makes me a more optimistic person, it allows me to love wholeheartedly because I'm actually grateful for the small things. The tiniest things I'm just trying to remember to be grateful for, because it's just enlightening me as a person, and it's great. This time, my biggest lesson is kind of living in the here and now rather than living in the future or the past, and I think we can all take a lot from this. Like, rather than thinking, oh, last month I had more money, I made more commission, or last month I went to 8 events and this month I've not even got any in the diary, or last month I worked with X amount of brands and this month I've worked with way less, or why have I not landed that dream job yet, or why am I not getting the grade that I want yet. Like, rather than thinking about what you had in comparison to what you have, or what you don't have in comparison to what you have. He's trying to give me a high five. Like, look, he's moving every time. Look, this is how it, I swear to God, this dog is so aware of the camera. But yeah, don't live in the past, because that would like give you depression and that will create sadness because you're comparing. Don't live in the present. Don't live in the present. Please do live in the present. Don't live in the future, because that will give you anxiety, and that will also create depression because you'll be sad that things aren't happening at a rate you feel they should. Live in the present moment. Like, don't compare. Like how we say we shouldn't compare one another as females, as human. Don't compare your life to how it was or how you think it should be. Just live. Got sidetracked with, because I'm ferociously ambitious, I got sidetracked with, why is this not happening yet? Like, why am I not doing that yet? Because I know it's going to happen. Like, I know it's going to happen. I can feel it in my bones. Everything that I've wanted is aligning. Like, I can legit feel it. If I sound like a weirdo to you, hey ho, but it's a vibe. Was making myself depressed and sad because I knew something was going to happen, but it wasn't happening yet. Every time now that I get that, like, that anxiety for things to come, because I want that feeling of happiness that's going to bring, stripping that right back to the happiness that you feel right here, right now, for the fact that I have my dream dog that's come into my life. He was on my vision board. I have an amazing boyfriend that I love ridiculous amounts. I am now a signed model. Like, even if I never get a paid job as a model, that was on my vision board to be picked up, and it's happened. Working with brands, that was something that it was literally a thing. Oh my God, I would love to do that. It's happening. Like, yes, it might be small brands, yes, it might not be that often. It's happening, girl. Like, it's happening. My flat is taking shape exactly how I wanted it to a year from now. Like, 18 months ago, when I kind of flipped my life upside down to find myself and to try and get to where I wanted to be rather than where society wanted me to be, I had to move into my mum's 1-bed flat, and the situation was just not okay. It was a tiny flat. There was 3 of us and a dog. My mum is poorly, both physically and mentally, so that took a toll. And every night I'd go to bed and I would, you know when you have your thoughts on your pillow to kind of prompt your dreams, mine would be always my own kind of, my own space, how I wanted it, what I wanted in it. Bruh, it's literally coming together. I'm blessed. Like, I might not have the house that I'm going to have when I'm 40, 45 and I've got children, and I might not have the car that I'm going to have then, but right now I've got what I wanted a year ago and 18 months ago. So instead of me thinking, oh, I'm not at that house yet, or I haven't got that yet, or I'm not at my final stage, kind of the end goal yet. No, but bro, you're taking stuff off. Like, you're making shit happen. It's happening now. Like, I just have to keep stopping and allowing myself to live in the moment and be grateful for what is happening and going to happen. Living in the moment is one of the biggest things that I've taken away from this little bout that I've had, and every time I have a down thought or I have anxiety about the future, I calm it by sitting, like looking around me, thinking about what I've got, thinking about all the things that I've got to be grateful for, and just being happy that I'm here, I'm alive, I'm healthy, and literally things that I wished for 18 months ago are here. And yes, there might be people my age, there might be people your age that are doing more, but there'll be also aspects of their life where they're doing a lot less than you and I. So it's not always like two books could have similar art on the cover, but they could tell a completely different story. So don't get caught up comparing yourself, because where you're strong, they'll find their shortcomings. None of us are the same, we're all dynamic. Think of us all as a Tetris cube, and we all perfectly piece our Tetris cubes in different ways. Everyone gets to it a different way, although the end goal is to get all the sides the same colour. We all do it a different way, so yeah, don't compare your shortcomings to someone else's assets and strong points, because when you flip the coin, you'll have the strong points and the assets, and they'll have their shortcomings. I hope I've covered what I wanted to. I wanted to keep it short, just kind of a, hey, I'm back, let's get back to it, tell you a few things that I've learned. So, thank you for watching. If you stuck around, I hope you're happy about me being back. I'm happy about me being back. I hope that my schedule does get crazy, but not crazy enough that I can't keep filming and editing, and we can just get back to talking about stuff, helping each other grow, helping each other get better, and being great people at the same time. Okay? Love you guys. Thank you for your continued support. All the love that I get every day is crazy, and I super appreciate it. And yeah, here's to the end goal, getting there together and being great people whilst we do it. Love y'all.
That's a real one in your reflection without a follow.